Rolling Steve. Okay. If I can get a 1, 2, 3 clap.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Hello. Welcome back to Horn Dawgs Podcast, bitches. I was being the cat that the dog was attacking. Once I ran over a cat and its back broke and the legs twisted, and it was still alive and it was crawling away from me.
We always end up talking about animals getting murdered on the show. People don't like that.
It's the Rowell way. Okay.
I will tell you, this is the saddest, and I'm sorry, this is an incredibly sad story right now. It's one of the saddest things that's ever happened to me, and I don't think I've told it, on a podcast before. Danny, we had this little white kitten one time. Oh yeah, it's gonna get bad. Dark. And Danny was like playing with him on the couch, and I did not know Danny was playing. Danny's my younger brother by a year. And I just saw Danny from the back of the couch, and I jumped on him from the back to start wrestling with him. And we can't tell the story.
No, tell me, because I have a nasty-ass kitten story, too.
I'm so sorry for everyone who's listening. If you're a cat lover, I really am sorry. I shouldn't have started this story. There's like no benefit to doing this.
I'm very allergic to cats, so there is a benefit.
And when we were wrestling, the cat cut its tongue.
Oh, God.
And we just watched it like convulse. I mean, we were like in 4th and 5th grade or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So we just watched this poor kitten like
bleed to death.
A pure white kitten. And we were just like screaming.
Wait, it was convulsing? Like,
yeah.
Like meow, meow, meow. Like that?
What? You don't have to do act outs. We're not using this as a clip.
God, my brain rattled.
We're not going to use this as a clip.
You guys can't see. Steve put his nasty chewing gum on this table, and it's like sitting there like a little pink rat turd at the corner of the table. You don't need to wipe it down, but it's so unseemly.
So imagine just me and my brother like scream crying watching this kitten convulse, a pure white kitten.
And it cut its tongue?
Yeah.
So do you think the tongue like got ripped out and then an artery got...
No, not an artery, but some kind of cut happened where it just wouldn't... So this pure white cat red by the time it's dead.
Look, that's very sad, but that's why cats have litters, you know? Because they're not all going to make it. Once my evil homophobic sister Lillian, they had kittens, and she just basically left the kittens out in the desert. They lived in Quartz Hills to dehydrate to death.
Oh my God!
And
on purpose?
No, they just forgot to give them water. Isn't that awful?
I thought she was cataphobic too.
She probably is. She like did not have any remorse. And then I had this English teacher in Christian school who was like all holier than thou, and she had a kitten that was really... She lived in Rancho Cuc, and the kitten crawled underneath her tire to get warm. And she didn't check in the morning, so she backs up, and then she sees in her rear window the kitten's body separated in two with the guts splaying out.
Oh my God!
And she's telling us this story in English class at this Christian school that the tuition was not cheap, you know, and she's telling us this story while she is trying to contain her laughter. She can barely get through the story. She was like, and then it was fucking dead, and she's just like cracking up, and the entire class, it was like 7th grade English, was just like stone cold, just looking at her.
She was laughing.
She was laughing. She thought it was so funny, and then she just continued to. She was one of those teachers that ate while she taught, so she would eat like she loved no, close, a Jack in the Box ultimate cheeseburger.
Oh my God!
Yeah, morbidly obese.
Dude, in 7th grade, I had a teacher named Mrs. Radcliffe who was always crying. Did you ever have a teacher who was just crying all the time?
Not at all.
Oh, yeah. And this woman was going through it, like, all the time, like, crying. Very weepy teacher. And one time she told us that she got hepatitis from a bathroom, a public restroom. And then I was just sitting there, and I was like, she should not be telling us this.
That's crazy, and I doubt it was from a public restroom.
No, this is a very like nerdy like woman too.
Oh, sometimes those nerds are the biggest freaks.
I know. When I look back, as I'm picturing Miss Radcliffe right now, I'm like, oh yeah, she's kind of cute. I would give her hepatitis.
Well, good on you.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I just don't understand how you could get it from a public restroom unless you're like literally rubbing your pussy along the rim.
Oh my God, you're making me so horny right now, John. Don't do that.
How could that even happen?
Thinking about a woman rubbing her pussy along the rim of a toilet is
Oh,
very hot.
God.
I did not know that was a thing. It's a thing.
Vaginas are precious flowers.
Not some of the ones I've encountered.
I know some of them are crazy. Sometimes I Google big vaginas
Yeah.
just to look at women with big vaginas.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring. I mean, I didn't know that they could be so different in many different sizes.
I've had most
Like
vaginas
dicks.
are like regular, never crazy experience. But one
Right.
time with an ex, we went to a swing club and we met a guy and his wife. And I know the wife had 4 kids. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Just blown
What
out.
I'm about to tell you right now.
Yeah.
But swing is fun because you're a team. It's like you and your partner versus them. Like you're like trying to beat them sexually. Just like, yeah, we really turned them out right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like hooking up, and the wife's pretty. She's very cute. I like the way she looks, and I start fingering her. You start off with 2, you know. It's got to be 2 at least. I don't know what you're doing with 1 digit, but you got to go 2. But you're just like, I was sensing like it's just not enough, and which is kind of an unusual feeling because 2, every now and then, you know, when you want to fucking kick in the nos, you'll go 3.
Yeah.
But generally 2 is what you want to do. I tried 3 and I was like, this is not enough.
Right. You could feel the wind. Yeah. An Arctic wind.
She's like the wind. I put in like this. I'm like doing this.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I figure out that I'm basically like fisting her at the swing club.
Right, right.
Just like giving it everything I got.
Is she enjoying it?
She was enjoying it.
Great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, some gay guys' assholes they look like they've been turned inside out. Like they just look really puffy and they almost look like that's when an asshole's been blown out. When your asshole starts to like have lips like a pussy, it's like, okay, you've really been
And you really think it's from getting fucked too much.
or fisted.
hard.
I really think it's from getting fisted or getting fucked by huge cocks, but it's probably mostly
And it
fisted.
changes their asshole?
If you do it regularly, yeah, it can. I mean, assholes are like vaginas in that they're elastic, but if you keep at it, you can really, stretch it for good.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah, I don't like to think about that too much.
Have
you ever seen an asshole that's like was so fucked up that you didn't want to have sex anymore?
Absolutely.
And you didn't have sex with
I
them?
didn't even go for it. Yeah, I just looked and went, nope.
Talk to me about it.
I mean, it just had a bunch of bumps and like, I don't know if it was skin tags or if it was warts or whatever, but
Yeah.
I just like splayed it open and was like, nope, and I just didn't go near it.
What did you say?
I just said, I think there's something wrong with your asshole, man.
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, really? Oh, sorry." Whatever the fuck,
You said your sister Lily is homophobic. What's the most homophobic thing she's ever said to you?
That I was gonna, when I came out, that I was gonna burn in hell.
Yeah.
And she like sent all these like fire and brimstone Bible verses that she, I guess, interprets as one must not lay with another person or whatever. She used the like Sodom and Gomorrah shit.
How
all
old
that
were
shit.
you?
19. But I already knew how she felt. She was already very homophobic,
Yeah, she was she sins herself, right? I mean, she's as big a... Yes, you sin because of your gay lifestyle.
She stabbed her husband.
Did she... Do you ever... I've never gotten the sense when you tell that story did she feel bad about that?
I'm not sure. They're still together. But he shot her, so I feel like they're even. In different decades. So he shot her first by accident.
In the 80s.
in the early 90s,
Yeah.
yeah. And then in the 2000s, early 2010s, then she stabbed him. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm sure they've done other shit to each other, but I don't know about it.
I think I said... I don't know if I said this last week or not, but... one of the things I missed most when Julia was pregnant was I couldn't get mad at her anymore. I like to get mad at her a lot for a lot of different things.
Right. You're like a hothead. That's part of your identity.
Yeah, I'm a snapper. I don't know if you've seen party flyers before, but on party flyers they say no snappers. And I never knew what that meant until one time somebody told me, "Oh, you're a snapper." And
What do you mean a party flyer? Like a swinger party?
No, like a rave.
And so they don't like a snapper is code for like people who are not cool.
or people who like have tempers, or it'll say no hats, no jerseys, no snappers.
Oh, they just want people to be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, like that. That's what they
just
want.
Want people to be fucking cool. Like, be relaxed. Don't come in here with an attitude.
Yeah, you need to be on drugs.
Yeah, but or like a house party. You're thinking just raves.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking of like house parties.
Yeah, you can be very grumpy.
Yeah, yes, grumpy. Snap.
Yeah.
I can be snap.
No, it should say no grumps.
No grumps.
No grumps. And it should have a 2-year-old girl going like this.
No.
No grumpies.
But I would get mad at Julia for things. Nothing, she doesn't really do anything wrong, but it would be like a human thing, or she did the wrong thing when she should have did that. And then the kind of thing where you go, why'd you do that? And she goes, I don't know, like that kind of thing.
Right.
And,
and then that's where your empathy stops and you can't extend it past that
it
point.
does, but
get it.
I have to snap first, though.
You have to be like, God damn it, Julia! Like, that's what you have to do?
No, I'll be like,
I'm so sorry, Julia.
No, I'll be like,
I love how I'm ridiculing you for abusing Julia. Julia has headphones on.
Yeah. I'll say like, why did you do this? And she'll be like, I don't know. And I'll be like, but did you think before you, I'll be like, did you think about maybe that was the wrong, I'll say something like that. And then I could usually pull it back. If I was like a good person, a patient man, I would say, why'd you do that? And she would go, I don't know. And I'll be like, oh, that's okay. We all make mistakes. I can get there, but it doesn't happen that fast. But once she got pregnant, I was like, you can't be mad at her for anything because she's pregnant.
Yeah, she's growing a human.
Yeah, I was like, you can't be mad at her for anything. And then now that she has the baby, I can't be mad at her because she has a baby.
And she's like, lactating.
Well, she just take care of this baby all the time.
Yeah, she's bonding.
So I do miss, snapping at my wife. I really do.
Are you going to carry that over to your daughter? You're going to snap at her?
I hope not. I really do. I hope I don't snap at her, but everyone, it's just because what happens when you live with people is you love them so much that you start to treat them like you treat yourself.
Right.
So that's how I talk to myself.
Yeah.
So
and you start fantasizing about their deaths and all that stuff. Yeah, I get it.
I used to fantasize about Julia's death all the time. But no.
How would you do it? Let's walk through.
Well, it would just be like, and I even would talk to her about it, like, who would I marry?
It's the aftermath. Yeah. So she's died in an accident.
Yes. And now I do still fantasize about it, but like I have a baby now, I have a daughter, which in my opinion like makes my like stock go up even higher.
Right. Yeah.
So if you thought my stock was good before, my stock's like really high now because a sad, grieving husband with a beautiful, cute daughter, like
the optics are amazing. Yeah. No, I feel great that you're a father now. I really do. I love that. Yeah.
I'll be like, who will I choose? Because there will be a line of women who instantly want to become a mother to this beautiful baby.
Right.
And then I would in turn have to give them a baby, I think, pretty quickly after.
Right. And then Hilda becomes like the Cinderella that you guys mistreat.
Yes.
And she becomes like the servant.
Yes. No, I always say if Julia dies, I was like, then Hilda, you get a one-person show. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? She gets a one-person what?
A one-person show, a one-woman show about her mom dying when she was young. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Do not encourage your daughter to be a one-woman showist.
If her mom died, I mean, think about how wonderful Julia is. If her mom died, she would pull up pictures of her mom and she would be saying things, like
in the arms of an angel. It's just a PowerPoint presentation of Julia in front of different parts of LA. That's crazy. Yeah, I was also abused as a child, as you know.
I think we were probably abused pretty much the same amount. Like your mom took the brunt of the blast, probably, right?
No, my dad never hit my mom.
Oh, really?
Never. No.
I always feel like my mom took the brunt of the blast.
No, I took everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
That was nice of you.
Yes, it was. I was like, "You're welcome, mommy." 2 black guys. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. No.
Maybe then I did get beat. My dad would just lose his mind.
Did he punch walls?
Oh yeah, like don't even.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Break it. Yeah, holes in walls all the time. But I just think of being like a 28-year-old, 27-year-old, and having 4 kids and a mortgage and working like 12-hour shifts, like 50 days in a row, that I would be furious too.
Yeah, I think that's the cruel joke of life, especially for straight people, is that you have this like window of, especially like that generation of exuberant bliss and youth in which you get to fuck and you get to finally like do these amazing life things like marry and everything, and then very quickly the reality sets in. Once you've reproduced, now now what you were put on this earth to do biologically is done.
Yes.
You know, which is why I recommend being a gay man, because then you're just like aimless and purposeless, and you're using up resources of the earth.
Not all gay men are as immoral as you. A lot of them,
I'm not amoral.
I said immoral.
Immoral.
Yeah, I didn't say amoral.
I don't really know the difference.
Amoral means that
Done way too much math.
you're apathetic to morality. Immoral means you're a bad person.
I think. Look, I don't think I'm a bad person. I just don't think I'm a good person.
I think I'm a bad person.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't kidding last week when I was like, if a 22-year-old dwarf was sexually aggressive with me, I could only say no for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a bad person. That
I
makes
think
you a
it kinda
normal
does.
guy. That makes you an American.
An American man stays fucking dwarves.
Yeah, I don't think bad people wear lavender sweatshirts.
Do you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger has a fat son?
Yes, I do now.
You're supposed to say no because you didn't know until we talked about it.
Why don't you just let me be? Why don't you let me be in the scene? Why don't you let me be present and just react as it comes?
I came because I found this out. I don't know what I did to figure this out, but I think I just looked up Arnold Schwarzenegger, as he famously had a secret son with his housekeeper,
Joseph Baena.
Yeah, and
He's such a dog.
what do you mean, Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, fucking his housekeeper.
I mean,
Damn.
Can you think of? Yes, he's a dog. That's like the perfect way to describe him.
Yeah.
He just went after and did whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And took whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
But can you think of anything hotter than fucking your housekeeper?
Fucking your.
He's still thinking. Folks.
No, I can't. I really can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guess for me, fucking the butler, and
Yeah,
he's
it's the same
he's
thing.
silent. You know.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's forbidden. You're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right under the nose, because he hasn't talked about like how long this affair went or anything.
And just like she probably. I mean, look. I mean, he's just this like Adonis god of a dude.
Well, he's kind of ugly too. I know he's wildly charismatic. One of the most charismatic people.
He's ugly now, but back in the day, he wasn't ugly.
No.
He was very
I think
handsome.
his face is always. In my opinion, you're mistaking charisma with the way someone's face actually looked.
No, he was handsome back in the
Julia,
day.
do you think would you call Arnold Schwarzenegger
Young Arnold
handsome?
Schwarzenegger. Pull him up, Julia.
No, she knows what he looks like.
We just watched the doc. I unfortunately agree with my husband.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
But guys, don't believe Julia because she's under a lot of duress at the pressure of Steve to constantly agree with him.
Not totally unattractive, but I do think it's the charisma. I do think there is something kind of garish about him.
Oh yeah, I mean how huge
again,
he is.
You know our conversation. Sexy versus.
Yeah, I didn't say he's not
Good, but
sexy.
is different. Yeah.
He's sexy,
100%.
charismatic.
Yes.
But not
Good-looking?
good looking. That's not what we're talking
In
about.
my opinion, he was a good-looking guy, but I don't know what he was like before the. Actually, I do. I saw some skinnier pictures before he was like a big roided out dude.
Yeah.
I still thought he was handsome when he was young. Now I think he's a dog.
Yeah.
But
no, I think he's handsome now. I mean, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's not the point. The point is that he's a dog and he fucked his maid. That's a pretty hot thing to do. I hope she was into it. It's hard to say now that we're aware of power dynamics and such.
he's known for the groping and the coercing and all that stuff of women in other places.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, in the 80s, what a time. You used to be, that happened. That what's his name? Who's married to Annette Bening? Warren Beatty, too, the same thing, who's like a famous Lothario
Of course, yeah.
ladies' man, is that now when you talk to the women, it was like, oh no, he was relentless. That's what they say about Warren Beatty. is like he would not leave me alone.
Really?
Yes.
That makes sense because I never really got what was so special about him. I was like, he's fine, but I never thought he was like, whoa. He's not like Henry Cavill where you're like, well, that's a specimen. I was like, he looks like a normal guy.
Yeah.
I didn't really think he was that handsome.
No, I think he was just. I think like reports he was relentless. So now, and I feel like I'm the victim of these times because I really feel like. In my early 20s and stuff, I was very aggressive. So if I would be just 10 years older, I would have really terrorized far more women.
Yeah. That's what I always say about you is that Steve really is the victim.
In
Steve
a
is
good
the
way, though.
victim.
I would have taken what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know? And I would have been like, oh, yeah, I'm a real ladies' man.
So by comparison, though,
Yeah.
we are not that bad of a people. I'm
Yes.
just a gay guy who sits and writes on his computer most of the time.
Yeah.
And then just has like light anger issues.
You just write on your computer like, what's his name on Saltburn, huh?
I didn't. I didn't.
still haven't
I
seen
still haven't
Saltburn.
seen it. Don't spoil it for me. I
Okay.
like Barry Keoghan.
Come on. Well, there's a part you'll know. It's very the joke I made, as you know, the audience.
They
was
probably
very
haven't seen
funny.
it either.
They have seen it. Everyone's seen it. And you're gay. You should have saw it already, man.
I have it. It's right there.
Who cares?
I'm
Who cares?
busy
The people pointing at a Bible. What are you busy doing?
trying to figure out how to get more money and
Yeah.
trying to finish my scripts.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Speaking of scripts,
No. Okay. So Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was looking up his son, I think, or something, and the Secret Love Child. Is it Mexican? I don't think it is
Honduran.
Mexican. Honduran.
But the Secret Love Child looks the most like him.
Oh yeah, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It looks
straight
like a
up.
recreation.
Yeah.
Slightly browner,
So
but
he's
that's
fucking
it.
buff and stuff, which is incredible because I know all those years he was secret. He was just pumping iron in the garage, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just fucking furious that Arnold wouldn't like acknowledge him. Just pumping iron, lifting weights and shit like Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. You know, it's raining and he's in the garage just pumping iron.
Ooh, that was hot. And when what's the other guy's Christopher? What's the other actor's name who's like secretly gay?
Yeah, I know who you're
When
talking
he like puts his hand
Yeah.
around Kevin Spacey's back, and then he starts to kind of caress, and then you realize in that moment
Yeah.
that he's gay. Beautifully shot by Sam Mendes. His first film, by the way. Didn't even know how to direct a film. Just his hands. That was an awakening, like a sexual awakening. I still remember, and these were not hot men,
Yeah.
but it was just the whole sexy atmosphere of it.
Yes.
I still remember the hands and the skin of these. To me, at the time, I was 7.
Yeah.
These were elderly men, in my opinion.
No, it was like that's a hot thing, man. It's like me jacking off at the Magic Johnson 24-hour fitness in Altadena in the shower, and then I was making eye contact with another guy jacking off in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
In the Magic Johnson locker room.
Yeah, I was like just showering. I don't know how we caught eyes. He was in his shower at mine, but I was like that's like one of the hottest things ever.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so
What do you think about? Do you think we are ever going to get to a point in society where we're going to have co-ed showers
No.
at places
No.
like in ancient times?
No.
Why not?
Because everyone's so uptight and stupid.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's so fucking.
There are a lot of
stupid.
people. Do you know there are a lot of people that are still Catholic?
Yeah, a lot of people.
I
do.
really can't. It's so funny because I just saw a couple of their regulars at the Chatterbox on Sunday. They recently had a baby too. I think the baby's 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were talking about. There's this couple and they have a guy friend who was right there too. And I heard him say, "Oh, that's gay." And I was like, "What are you guys talking about? What's gay?" And they're like, "Oh, we just." He's like, this guy says prayers over his son or whatever, and I was like, oh, you guys say prayer? I was like, what religion? They're Catholic. I was like, oh, that's interesting. You guys are still Catholic. I was like, what is it you like about the church? Is it the child rape or the hundreds?
Said that to
Oh yeah,
them?
I was like, was it the child rape or the hundreds of years of cover up of the child rape?
And what did they do?
They just laughed.
That's crazy.
They know me, and they know that I would joke around. They
Yeah.
went to the comedy show.
Okay, but also praying is not gay. I wish they had done something gayer, but they did.
Of
Praying
course.
is the least gay thing.
Yeah. And then they were like, it's not prayers, it's more blessings. I was like, that's sweet.
Okay, well, that's
You're
gay.
wanting to be.
Yeah, fully homosexual.
But yeah, if you still are Catholic, I mean, you gotta screw loose. Shia LaBeouf I don't know if you guys know this.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf
Shia LaBeouf.
is trying to be a deacon in the Catholic Church. That's how crazy it is to still be a Catholic. Is that Shia LaBeouf, famous woman beater, woman terrorizer,
Fantastic actor,
incredible actor,
so good.
in the line of Mel Gibson, you know,
Famously small penis in Nymphomaniac.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah,
That you see his penis?
you see his penis. Yeah,
Small?
it's small. I mean, you kind of see it like blurred going into.
Is he hard?
Yeah, he's going because those two movies by Lars von Trier, there's like real sex in them.
Yeah.
And you see it kind of really close to the camera, but it's kind of blurred, and it's going into, I think, Charlotte Gainsbourg.
Okay.
It's who's going into, but it didn't look big. And then Shia, when it was interviewed about it, he kept talking about how small it was, and it didn't look that. I mean, it was probably average, but yeah.
Damn. Well, now I understand why he's going back to the church.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I need to find some hate, but he's gonna give up Mia Goth.
No, he's not giving up Mia. A deacon. I read it. I looked into it.
Oh, deacons can chow down on some pussy.
No, yeah, you still have to fuck
kids,
your wife
and kids.
No, you can fuck kids if you are a Catholic, but no, you can only fuck your wife. And if him and Mia Goth were to get a divorce, then he would have to abstain from sex.
Oh,
if he wanted to remain a deacon.
Got it. What a sneaky little horny boy fuckboy loophole that he found.
Dude, if I got canceled for beating Julia or Hilda or something like that, I would immediately become a Roman Catholic.
I think I would go the other way. I would become like a Buddhist monk and really like live among these men in the mountains and get abused by them, because that's what they do. They abuse each other, and no one cares because it's all men. I think that sounds hot.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Let's just do that now.
Let's
you know
just
what I mean?
shave our heads bald, put sheets around ourselves, and just beat each other. That sounds great.
We'll be right back. And we're back. I didn't even finish saying what I meant to say. All right, so Honduran son, but he has a fat son. His real son he had with Maria Shriver, Chris, is fat. And not one of these fat guys, like me, who is ashamed of it. He looks one of these fat guys. He looks like he's like enjoying it, proud of it. They wear like these flowy shirts.
Yeah, but he's just walking around in t-shirts and basketball shorts.
Yeah, and like Crocs.
Yeah. I don't think he's enjoying it. I think that's a sign that he's very depressed.
Well, can you imagine being fat and Arnold Schwarzenegger's your dad?
I know. I mean, imagine having an evil dad like that. Like I was saying in the break.
Why do you think he's evil?
Well, he's not evil. He's just, I think being a Republican and running for that party already puts you in that camp. But I think he's probably just morally reprehensible, not evil. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he's morally. You've got to watch the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix.
Pumping Iron?
No.
Because I've seen it.
It's like a 3-part that it's him now. He made it.
That's propaganda, Steve.
Yeah, and I bought into it.
Yeah.
Because think about this. He lived in Austria, poor as shit, and he said, I'm going to become the greatest bodybuilder in the world. He did that.
Okay.
Then after he did that, he said, I'm going to be the biggest movie star in the world. He did that. And then after that, he said, I think I'll become the governor of the greatest state in America. And he did that.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. Don't you think it would be very hard to not be Republican if you did all that shit? If you pulled yourself up from your bootstraps? And this is 20 years ago. It's not the same. If you're a Republican now, you're evil, or I used to say they're evil, but it's mostly just people. We cannot overestimate how much people just don't want to pay taxes.
Sure, but 20 years ago is 2003. If you're Republican, then you were fucking. I remember 2003 that you were fucking evil.
How so?
You were supporting George W. Bush.
You were
supporting the entire post 9/11 Islamophobia.
Everyone was supporting that.
No, I wasn't. As an 11-year-old Christian child, I really had opinions.
Yeah, but you remember everybody voted to go to invade Saudi Arabia. Everybody was Islamic phobic.
Yeah, not everybody. The people who spoke out really suffered. Their careers, journalists, actors, writers.
I remember. Can think of one person who spoke out.
Who?
Sir Barack Obama, and he became our president.
And then a war criminal himself. But he's morally reprehensible.
Barack Obama.
Yes.
That's true.
But I think it's one of those things where if you ascend to becoming the president of the United States or even a governor of a state within this empire, right? You have to get there through nefarious and unethical means.
Yes.
Because that's the way the system is. The reason people like Arnold Schwarzenegger can succeed is because the system is set up for them to succeed. It's harder for other people because it's not set up for them.
Speaking of morally reprehensible politicians, what was the name of that guy who I think he was running against Al Gore. He cheated on his wife when she had cancer.
John Edwards.
Oh, John Edwards.
Remember what a golden boy that guy was? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. People got mad at him that he cheated on his wife when she had cancer.
Right.
What better time?
Yeah. You don't want to bother her with that little dick. Get that out of here. I'm getting radiation,
Yeah,
bitch.
she's not fucking. She's sick.
Right.
When else is he supposed to cheat on her? When everything's going great?
I do have to say, if I ever
people do that with men cheating on women when they're pregnant too.
If I ever got a terminal illness,
yes,
and you cheated on me,
yes,
I think I would kill you just because I already am gonna die.
So you really would hold on to you would say
I would expect you to wait until I was fucking dead, okay? Or you need to come to me and say, babe,
yeah,
your pussy is irradiated, and I'm a man with needs.
Yeah.
Can I go to a prostitute? And I will say, yes, you can go to a prostitute, but you can't engage in someone with like your little
romantic
poly
relationship,
thing. None of that shit. In Japan,
no. This is what I would do.
women are okay with their guys going to prostitutes.
You'd be so sick, you'd be like laid up, and I'd just get some lube. And like I would just put it in you, and I'd be like, I was like, one more time, one more time before you die, and I just start fucking you all slow, and you'd be like, ugh.
And then when you pulled out, my sphincter would come out on your dick because I'd be so just crusty and irradiated and sick.
But you would want the dick one more time.
No,
you wouldn't.
I think
not one more time.
Not one more time. I think I'll be on my deathbed going, I think that's enough. I don't
what
like
if I'm
these
crying?
noises.
No, but what if you're sad?
That makes it worse if you're crying.
No, but you're dying. I'm just remember the good times, and I'm just like,
this is in front of my family in the death. You're like, I just need one little quick blowy, babe. Just a quick little blowy.
And it's a missionary. I have like one of your sick legs over my shoulders.
Right. There's lesions all over it. No, truly, we being human is awful.
Okay, so. Dude, being Arnold Schwarzenegger's fat son, it just makes me laugh so much because Schwarzenegger, like, for sure is, like, giving him weight loss tips all the time.
Oh, yeah. He's critiquing. The whole family, like, they think he's disgusting because they're like, only pores are fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if he wasn't depressed about it, that would be, like, fun. It would be fun to, like, just be ordering a bunch of food at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And watching Arnold, like, smoking a cigar, being disgusted.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think, but you know what I like about his son is one of those handsome fat guys like you.
Yes.
And so he could really pull it off. You know what I mean? And because he's so tall and rich, here's the thing. I don't think there's an incentive. I know he's lost some weight, but he's probably going to yo-yo.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really an incentive for him to like be, Joseph Baena or the good-looking son. I mean, they're all good-looking, but the fit one.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get people want to date you no matter what, just by the fact that you're Schwarzenegger and you're tall and you're white and you're good looking and you have hair.
The fat son is cute still, too. That would be so funny he looks like he has a fat ass.
Yeah, he does. You could see it from the front, and I want to see it from the back.
Imagine what if I started dating him and then he took me home to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
And I had to explain to Arnold Schwarzenegger that I was polyamorous.
He probably, honestly, would be like, I've been doing that for years. I just did not have a name for it.
Well, that's the fucked up thing about that is guys will just cheat and they won't let their woman have sex. That's all polyamory is.
Yes, because they want the control.
Yes. They don't want their woman's pussy getting sullied.
Well, I think also, let's just say it, they don't want the possibility of her being with a guy with a bigger dick, B, a guy who's a bigger lover, and C, a guy who is better looking and more attractive. So those things threaten them, and they know that women can get that if they wanted to, you know?
To me, the bigger threat always is a like butch lesbian.
Yes, because
They
make
know
the
how to
women
turn
just
out
tremble
a
with
woman.
orgasms.
Yeah. And I knew that the first time when I started watching the L Word, and I don't know if you guys remember the first time you watched the L Word, but Shane, who was like the bad boy in that. Shane was like always was always like fucking chicks, and you couldn't tell what she was doing. She's like doing some crazy shit with her hand.
Yeah,
and I always knew. I was like,
she was digging in the garbage disposal.
Yeah, I was always like, damn, I do not know what she's doing in there. I was so scared.
Although the L Word is basically lesbian porn for straight men. It's not.
What do you mean? That's not how it is. What do you mean?
Yeah, Pam Grier isn't.
They're hanging out at the coffee shop
with their huge 90s mugs.
Yeah.
Why were mugs so big in the 90s?
They're hanging out at the coffee shop, and then like bands would play there at night. What was the name of the place? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Peach Pit After Dark.
Oh, maybe it was the Peach Pit.
No, it wasn't.
That's
disgusting. From 90210.
Oh, I'm too young for that.
Yes.
See how I hopped right on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shia LaBeouf, I don't know if you guys saw, but Mia Goth is being sued by an extra on what's the name of
what?
that?
You didn't tell me this. This is actually new information. No, you didn't.
I showed you were looking at the article.
I was pretending to read it. I was pretending to read. So this is an authentic reaction, and that is acting.
Jonathan was even scrolling up and down, and then I finally said, "Give me my phone."
Me and Julia were in a thing,
yeah,
and I was more onto what she was saying, and I was pretending to read to placate you. So go on.
All right.
So she's being sued by an extra.
You know that she's making this trilogy. She made X,
yes,
and then Pearl, and
great actor.
Yeah, and then the third movie is called like. I think it's a woman's name, but XXX in the middle. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
So they're filming that, or it's filmed, or it's in the can. But this extra is accusing of her of he was laying on the ground dead in a part, and she kept doing these takes, and then the director, someone warned, "Hey, you're like coming very close to like stepping on that guy," and the next take she just kicked him in the head with boots. Yeah. And then the guy says that he told them like, "Hey, she kicked me in the head with boots," and they were like, "Shut up!" They told him to quiet down.
Here's your Frito pie, bitch. That's what extras get.
Frito pie.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Sit down." And then they said that he said Mia got later on in the hallway laughed at him. You're
the guy that kicked me in the head. Did you see Infinity Pool?
Yes. What'd she say?
She has a gun.
What's the word she says though? His name.
Yeah, she's like Jakey.
No, it's not Jakey.
It's something like that. Yeah.
It's not. It's Patrick or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Oh, then I had a concussion and all this stuff." Like
well,
that.
you know, I think he may be in the right.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, if Shia is a method, and she is definitely method, you could tell that he would have the right if she really did kick him in the head. Extras don't get Frito pie. I will say, I don't know if you guys know this.
They get really bad food.
Well, I do think this is really sad, this thing that I'm about to happen. I typically don't audition for stuff because I hate it. It's stupid.
Steve just gets offers.
I get offered. I'm offer only, Kate Berlant style. But people do offer me stuff usually.
Is Kate Berlant offer only?
She is, famously.
What?
Yes. It was like a whole thing. She made an announcement where she's offer only.
That has to be a joke, Steve.
No, it's real. I
That's
promise.
crazy.
Well, I think she particularly is correct. She says, "Everyone knows what I do. You know what I do. You've seen what I do. There's enough stuff about me. If you want to hire me, then you can hire me. But I shouldn't have to audition for this thing."
That's
when you're like me and Kate, you can say that kind of stuff.
That's an interesting strategy, and I'll wait to see how that turns out.
I just don't think she cares that much about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Kind of like me and Kate. You know, we do all of these different things. You know, I'm an incredible stand-up comedian, a model,
Steve,
paper model, you know.
Before Hilda was born, just to let you guys know, just to let you behind the curtains of Steve's lies.
Yeah.
Before Hilda was born, all this equipment that we're using to do the podcast was for Steve's personal self-tape room.
Yeah.
Mr. I only do offers.
Well, Julia knows I want to say no all the time, and Julia's like, do it for the people.
Wait, you just shot a movie, though.
Oh, it's just a short film. It's another
okay, we'll talk about that after this. Go on.
Yeah. So this is something they really do is they let the talent, so that's the like main stars of the thing, eat first.
Yeah.
Then the crew, and then extras, and you have to stand in line in that order.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to go first, and like everyone's like, all right, let him go. And then even this past this is funny. So I was like, I forgot about that. So I was sitting and I was just, they're like, Steve, get something to eat. Go on. And I was like, let everyone go first. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot there's this stupid thing and I got to go. So I went, and it was like right before we got to the thing. Jacob Wasaki, you know who he is? No. He's a very funny comedic actor. He's a UCB guy. And I went and stood next to Jake. He's in the thing too. And then a crew member, because we were all dressed like warehouse guys. It was like a strike thing.
Oh shit!
And then a crew member came in and he's like, 1 second, guys, just let me get some food or something like that. Or he called us background or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Jake. I was like, this guy's gonna feel really stupid in a couple of hours.
No, that's that. Yeah,
isn't that sad?
It is sad, and the thing is even if that guy, I mean, the guy had no power because he is an extra, but even if he was an actor,
no, that guy was crew.
Who was kicked in the head?
Oh no,
I'm going back to the Mia Goth story. Okay. Other actors sometimes think it's okay to just because they want to have a genuine reaction to surprise you in the moment with some light abuse and a quick rape or whatever, or a curb stomping
rape. Yes.
Well, there's actually been women who have been raped on screen.
Yes. So Last Tango in Paris, famously.
So that shit, that method actor shit I think is such bullshit. I like the Julianne Moore styles where she's very like, I'm not going to be obese for this, so cast someone else. I'm not going to be anorexic for this, so cast someone else. I don't need to do this like call me character thing. I did my homework. I show up. I do that. Like she's famous for kind of just being like very nice, very pleasant, joking. Then they call action, and then she's like right in it. And I'm like, that's like a real professional. And you're just like more down to earth. You're easier to be around.
Yes.
I really don't think taking it that seriously is necessary because, again, I cannot tell the difference between the quality level of a Mia Goth performance, who's a good actor, and a Julianne Moore performance. It's just how they get there, but don't drag everyone else into it.
I think I just haven't done enough. I don't think I've had meaty enough roles to tell if
you sound absurd.
If I'm a good actor or not.
So talk about shooting this short film.
There's not much to talk about, and we're not allowed to talk about that much.
Oh God.
Sandy Honig, very, very. She reached out, asked me if I would be available for this other guy's short.
Yeah.
It's a good short. The guy's director. Good director. He has other shorts I looked at. Luckily, I was available, and I just gave them my SAG card number, and next thing I know, I'm having an adventure on set.
You really do need to get like a theatrical agent.
Yeah, Julia's working on it.
Julia's making some calls.
She's doing everything. I know she's not technically working right now, but if we could find a way so that she keeps doing whatever the fuck she's doing, I would love to pay for everything because she is making videos, she's editing, she's doing everything. I love you so much. You're such a hard worker, little sweetheart. She's climbing over all these chairs and shit, making sure we get these great videos
in a monochromatic olive jumpsuit.
Incredible mother. Praise God. We're going to go on a date night soon, sweetie. I promise.
He'll take you to Buca de Beppo, and you can get one big thing and one small thing.
I was recently thinking about this, and right now, if you should be watching on YouTube because I'm holding it up. But I was recently thinking about the book The Giving Tree.
Hold it up higher.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Have you seen Shel Silverstein?
Yeah. Oh, sexy. This.
Do you think? Come on. Very similar.
No.
Julie, you don't think me and Shel Silverstein look similar?
No, you're just bald.
You don't think it's the same vibe?
No.
Well, he's definitely sexy.
This guy has a I don't know what it is, but he has kind of like an Elliot Gould, like Bourdain vibe, like a very like classic masculine man. Like this is
I'm a classic masculine man.
Well, but he's really a catch.
I think people would say he's ugly.
I know, but see, this is the type of ugly guy you want, like a good-looking ugly guy.
I'm not
you know what I mean?
I'm not
He's actually not that ugly. People just don't like him because of his teeth.
He's a Lothario. He was a real ladies' man.
Oh, I believe it. Look at how Julia, do you not think he's kind of sexy?
This one looks like they caught him in a... I was going to say like a sneeze.
In a sneeze, like right before?
They caught him in the sneeze?
This episode's...
Again, yes, absolutely.
Dude, I'm Shel Silverstein. I'm fucking inviting bitches back to my place, reading A Crack in the Sidewalk.
Crack in the sidewalk.
What's the attic one called?
Like Flowers in the Attic?
No, come on, guys. These are big. Shel Silverstein used to write these
where the
like
sidewalk
children's poems.
ends.
Where the sidewalk ends. That's what I was. Where the sidewalk, and then Something in the Attic. These are two I used to rent at the library all the time.
Oh,
the Giving Tree.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Giving Tree. Do you know the story of the Giving Tree?
Yes, I do. I have the book. It's here in my apartment.
Yeah, but I don't think that you've read this book. I don't think you've cracked it open.
This book is a gift for a child, okay?
But so, again, you have not read this.
I've read this. This book is older than me.
And I'm trying to think of... I don't know if you've read The Giving Tree, but... It's about this.
We're American. We've all read it, Steve.
That's what I think so too.
This isn't like one of the Russians.
Okay, so this little kid goes to this tree. This tree gives him apples. Then the kid sells the apples and does some bullshit with it. Then the kid chops down. He does this he desecrates this tree by the end of the book. He uses wood to build a house. This tree keeps giving and giving and giving. And then the kid stops visiting the tree. Finally, at the end, the kid's an old man and comes to him. It's just a stump now. The tree's a stump. And the tree goes, I got nothing left to give to you. And the old man just sits on the stump. And the tree is happy. Growing up, I always felt like, oh, maybe the tree is like a Christ-like figure or something like that. But what's the fucking lesson in this book?
It's not, I don't believe it's a lesson necessarily. It's basically a metaphor for a child and a parent. Eventually, you have everything that you have to give to your child. They stop visiting, and after a while, you die, and that's it. And I think it's about that circle of life.
That's awful, right?
But it's a melancholic book, but it's real. It's the way to teach kids, like, listen, I'm your mommy, and I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be awful.
Yeah,
bitch. You know.
Yeah. There's nothing about death in there.
No, but he's not. You don't need to be literal with it.
Julia, what do you think the point of this is?
Yeah, this is some real.
No, I don't disagree about the parenting. Although I think that there is.
Look, he even brings his lover, and they fuck right around the tree, which is like when you're fucking your parents' bed.
Did you really see something? Did you really see some kind of fucking thing?
He brings a girl back and they like basically fuck, bite the tree. Yeah.
I do think it is about. I do think
it is about parenting, but
yes,
there is. I think it's also though about the like you've gotten everything you need from something and you kind of can't keep going. You can only go back to the same well for so long.
Yeah.
This could also be about art. This could also be about love. This could be about anything. I think it's just the nature of a relationship. The nature of relating in anything, that at a certain point, if you are only taking from something, like, you can only take so much.
I'm more of a frog and toad bitch. I love a frog and toad.
Wait a minute. You fucked in your parents' bed? You
No.
just said, like we all have.
I say a lot of things, Steve.
Hold on, Jonathan. Here's the thing. I lost my virginity in my parents' bed.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not a sodomite. So you fucked a guy.
You actually are a sodomite. You've sodomized 30 men. So you're a full sodomite. So
you were sodomized in your parents' bed.
I was sodomizing.
So there's a chance.
I didn't say I was sodomized. I said I was sodomizing, darling.
So there was a chance that you would get shit in your parents' bed.
Oh, you know I cleaned my butt.
Yeah, but
you know that, Steve.
No, but you said you were sodomizing.
Yeah, but you know, it was in the early Craigslist days where I was inviting people over to my parents' house. It could have been murderers, you know, and maybe some were. But no, I'm a frog and toad guy, which is being banned now because it's gay. They think it's gay.
Is that true?
Yeah, like in states like Florida, they're trying to. It's on the list of banned books because they think it promotes homosexuality because it's like a frog and a toad and two males like living together. It's like the sweetest books ever. They used to make me feel so good, and now I know it's because I'm a faggot. But it's like, so what if they're gay? They're just like two sweet old gay guys like going on picnics and like sewing socks, and they're like, this is a piece of Satan. This is from hell.
Have you ever been on a picnic with your current lover?
Oh yeah, at Barnsdall all the time. Yeah, we saw someone get shot to death on our picnic. Beautiful memories.
You really saw someone get shot?
No. We didn't see someone get shot. No, I've never seen someone get shot.
Just reminded me right now of me. I met, dude, where would I meet these guys? When I first, I think a lot of it was through this like hotline. So you would leave, you would set up a voicemail and say what you were looking for. Then guys would call, and this was like from LA Weekly and stuff, and guys would call and say their leave a voicemail, and then you would pay $1.99 a minute to check your voicemails.
Yeah.
And so you would meet places and stuff. But one time it's a racquetball court in Glendora, and I remember one time I met a guy there like out by this like park. Dude, here's the thing. For people of you, if you're straight and you haven't like done cruising stuff, you don't understand how hot all of this is. To like get blown in like a park.
It's also incredibly dangerous. And that's whenever there's like a dead gay guy or a trans person, it's because of that.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, is this my murderer that's inside me? I don't know. You know?
Well, I've said it before too. I am in a much healthier place now. And even having to use a condom with a guy sounds terrible to me. I like all that chaos. I liked it. But I've got a daughter now. I've got a wife. I can't be fucking strangers without a condom. But when it was just me, it was just self-destructive, that was hot.
Are these like some of the stories you're going to tell Hilda when she gets older?
I've already put them in a children's book form.
It's
just me laying on a stone table by the racquetball courts.
Yeah.
Getting blown by a stranger.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
You know, there's a really close cruising park here, very famous, North Atwater Park.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Have you cruised there?
No.
Come on, what is all this lying?
I'm not
you fucking in your parents' bed and lying about it? Now
I admitted that.
Okay.
I have not cruised at North Atwater Park.
All right.
I have not. And the reason I have not is because you really don't know if there was a guy who got beat, and then a bunch of guys got arrested by like undercover cops.
Oh, okay.
And so I just don't want to.
They're still doing that?
They're still doing that.
Do you want to? You want to hear the most embarrassing these kind of hookup stories for me that I've ever heard?
Yeah.
I've never told anyone this.
Yeah.
This is so funny. So there's the gas station on Lake. I believe it's an Exxon. It's right at the exit.
Lake Avenue, Pasadena?
Yeah, right the freeway exit.
By that disgusting church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lake Avenue, yeah.
Yeah.
And some guy, I'd said we'd exchange phone numbers or whatever, and he's like, meet me there. And then so we met, and I like went, and I like was standing outside of my car, and I saw a guy like come and like look and see me, and he just drove off.
That is so gay. You guys are so like that. Once that happened to me, I was like in my mid-20s, and I went to hook up with this guy at his like luxury apartment building in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he I was like texting him like, where are you? And there was a bunch of people kind of walking their dogs on the street, and I only knew what his cock looked like. I didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah.
And he said he was just gonna come and get me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking out at all these people walking their dogs, and I was like, I think one of them is this guy because he's not responding.
Yeah.
And then after all the people kind of and there were several men and some women disappeared, then I got a text being like, hey, yeah, I don't want to do this because you have a stubble, and I don't like stubble. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, are you kidding? And I got so mad. I had never been like rejected like that by him meeting me.
Yeah.
Or like seeing me.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, I went down there and I saw you. And I was like, and I called him a fucking creep. And we just had this whole big email exchange or whatever. And then I remember he got petty and he was like, well, guess what? I'm going to take my big fucking cock and you're not going to get it, or whatever. And, I told him I hope he dies of AIDS.
And that man was me.
Was it,
Thank you guys so much for listening to Horn Dogs. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Spotify. Tell your friends, Apple Podcasts. And make sure you go to Chatterbox Comedy Night every Sunday night, 8 o'clock.
And if you are feeling generous, Venmo me at Jonathan Serderal and send me some donations if you want.
Yeah, he really does need money. And are you open to, I don't know if you discuss with your partners, sending nudes for money?
Nudes for money?
Yeah, tell our audience.
No, I'm not going to send nudes.
$50
for money.
a nude?
Not nudes, no.
Why not?
Just because I'm trying to get my career on track, and no. I don't want that. What's crazy? I don't know why I'm being like this because I've sent so many nudes for free.
That's what I'm saying. I have nudes of you.
I'll send it for money, but it depends on who you are.
Yeah, be cool. We'll see you guys next week.